Welcome to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, inviting you to join me each week for real conversations, powerful stories, and uplifting perspectives that shine a light on voices from the community and the diaspora. Kick off your week with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dive deep on Thursdays with Center Stage from 6 to 8 p.m. And ease into your weekend with Satideh Mawnin runnings every Saturday at 10 a.m. Catch Voices with Lady D on YouTube, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network online, and YouTube, and Fit FM 96.7 in Stewart Castle, Trelawney, Jamaica, or tune in on Linkage Radio online. So lock in, turn it up, and remember, every voice has power. This is Voices with Lady D. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women: Sherns, Max, Jacqui, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. it's Satideh Mawnin runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive. Wake up Jamaica. Satideh Mawnin runnings is on Fit FM 96.7. You hear that? Saturday mornings just got a whole lot sweeter. From the green hills of Trelawney to every corner of Jamaica and across the globe, Satideh Mawnin runnings is bringing the energy, the laughter, the culture, and the conversation that everybody at top boat. Catch the unstoppable crew: Sherns, Jacqui, Max Boyd, and Lady D. Expect big vibes, real stories, Caribbean flavor, inspiration, and enough fun every single Saturday morning. Tune in on Fit FM 96.7 or stream worldwide at www.fitfmja.com. Whether you're there Falmouth, Kingston, Montego Bay, New York, Toronto, or London, lock in and turn it up. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube. Satideh Mawnin runnings, where culture meets conversation and the vibes never dull.
Patrick Tyson from the Gospel Showcase Radio NYC presents his 35-year anniversary radio gospel concert on Saturday, August 15th, 2026. Featuring Pastor Golda McFarlane, Brother Paul Marlon Anderson, Sister Tanique Granston, Shakira Williams, Minister Barrington Reed, and Minister Gart Wilson outside of Maryland. To be held at the Bronxwood International Church of God, located at 3232 Lurton Avenue in the Bronx. Live music by Pete and Drummer Squad. Tickets are pre-sold at $35, $40 out the door. Children under 12, $25. Your MCs for the evening will be yours truly, Minister Patrick Tyson and Lady D. Doors open at 5 p.m. showtime, 6 p.m. sharp. This event is made possible and sponsored by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, Bronxwood International Church of God, TOG Radio, Unity with Love Radio, Favor Zone Radio, CJ Gospel Radio, and Future FM Radio. For tickets and more information, you can contact Minister Tyson at 347-961-6785 or Sister Lamille Hunt at 646-702-8140. Once again, that's 646-702-8140. And ladies and gentlemen, please come out and celebrate with me as I celebrate 35 years of radio ministry in the New York area. You can't afford to miss it. Saturday, August 15th will come alive. I'll see you there.
Morning, everybody. How no do? How no do? Good morning to Sherns. Good morning to Max. Good
Good
morning
morning.
to our viewers. We welcome you to another edition of Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where culture meets conversation. And for this last maybe 7 years or so, we've been chatting, talking up the things them, and it's been a run. I mean, this relay here not easy, because for each meet, we have to get ourselves re-energized. We have to keep practicing our baton um, exchange and all of that, and it has been going. So we want to welcome you to the show this morning. We there, we there, we there. Good morning to you, Madam Ambassador Sherns. We're not hearing you. You're muted.
Or is she frozen?
No. So she's muted for some reason. So we want
All
to
right,
say good
here I
morning
am.
to here you are. Yes, good morning, Madam Ambassador. How are you?
I am
Oh,
doing well. I am in a little pensive mood this morning. Today is my
yes.
mother's birthday. She would have been 84 today. She's gonna be gone 4 years next week.
Oh,
So
mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about
So
all
we,
that, and then plus one of her favorite brothers. Well, all her brothers. She had four. They were all her favorites because she was the last one. He was laid to rest this week, so we had
yes.
funeral. Although I wasn't there, but we watched the funeral live stream, and so it's been funeral and then my mother's birthday. So I'm kind of thinking about the family on that side a lot today.
Oh, understood. And we are there
Otherwise,
with you.
okay.
Hmm. We're there with you. Good morning, Maxie. What you up to?
Good morning. I am here and I'm thanking God. It's a brand new day and our eyes are open. We're not in pain. I want to live out a door. So,
Hey,
that's a whole lot to give thanks for.
I won't
yes,
trust
ma'am.
We don't have mango, we don't have apple, we don't have naseberry like Sherns, but we still there.
I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, gentle people, I am telling you that Shernsy just been so over the moon, bossy, that it pains us. We are
Yes.
stressed. We are stressed about this whole thing.
See, I'm trying to be considerate because I was gonna compile, a nice little display and put it next to me and tempt, But I say, you know what? Let me
Yeah,
not
that
do
would have
it.
been good, It
Well,
would
not worry
because
yourself. Me can still do it.
please do because I am looking at my Doreen bus behind you.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Mister,
got I
when I
got two
saw the
new ones.
naseberries, I was like, Jesus,
These.
why Sherns do this to me? The
Man.
naseberries. Uh,
Oh yeah, and they
Well,
were really good. They were really really good. Yeah, may I do a whole. Well, my daughter is doing a whole.
collage behind you there.
Yeah, so we got these two. We went to the craft market. This one and this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure having you ladies. Jacqui promised she would join. She's not sure, but we hope she'll be able to. So good morning to everyone. Welcome to the show. We know you missed us last week, but last week we really couldn't come to UNO. So we apologize. Time did not permit us to put out our PSA that the show would not be aired. So we want to apologize to all of you who were waiting and say, oh, where them they now come on.
Yeah.
Because we understand how it go.
Hmm.
Last weekend, I celebrated my birthday, which was an awesome day.
And I thank
Mm-hmm.
hubby for making it. Morning, co-producer. Yes, co-producer right over there at his station, monitoring things. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so I had a good birthday, so I'm grateful. And it was a blessed week for all of us. So we are saying thank you, Lord. And we invite those of you who are on right now, please share the link with someone and invite them to be a part of the show. To Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. We welcome you, and I hope you know I enjoy down there, near and far, because it's both online and via radio broadcast. So we know on hearing us. Good morning to the first person who popped in here, aka King. He says some people come on, talk up the things they show on the road this Saturday morning running down the hill.
On the hill. All right.
And then he says, look at Madam Ambassador looking all rosy in red, in pink. Yes, Jesus. And
Yeah.
co-producer is here saying good morning from the Facebook platform. So co-producer is monitoring across the board. Also, King says, where is Queen going after the show? Look at the earrings. Well, thank you, sir. Yes, thank you. To the first part of the question, I don't know yet. And Tamika is on. Tamika said, hey, Tamika, good morning, my love. And Eval says, morning, Ambassador Sherns, pensive inside, bright and bubbly outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And King says, it's okay, I'll leave to the hands of the Kingston Wolf.
Telling me I don't want to be traumatized all over again.
You better have your drill.
I know all the power equipment.
Co-producer says, well, go on, Jamaica, you're listening to Fit FM. They better be listening. Welcome to the
Mm-hmm.
show. This morning, our topic is generational trauma real? Or are we responsible for our own actions? I'll repeat. I'll repeat. Is generational trauma real? Or are we responsible for our own actions? And that has triggered so many thoughts. For those of you who have seen the promo, you saw the flyer, and you're maybe thinking something that either within your own family structure or just in general that you've how people behave, not human behavior. Let me not use the term normal. Human behavior, and you have observed over your lifetime some of the things you're saying, Lord, some people stay so and so, or in a family there is so and just things that you've observed and you've never been able to put it into, um, perspective. But this morning we're going to talk up the things. So I'd like to welcome you to the show. Again, it's Saturday morning runnings where culture meets conversation right here on Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. And I'm your executive producer alongside my co-producer and hubby, Hubs, Evil Green. So this morning we are touching a topic that touches almost every family one way or another. Have you ever heard someone say, that's just how we were raised? Or it runs in the family.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you've seen
Mm-hmm.
generations struggle with
Common
anger,
conversation.
addiction, broken relationships, poverty, abuse, or poor communication. Some believe these patterns are passed rather down through generations as generational trauma. Others believe that while our upbringing influences us, each of us is ultimately responsible for the choices we make. So today's question, once again, is generational trauma real, or are we responsible for our own actions? Can we truly break unhealthy cycles, Or do we sometimes use our past to explain behaviors we have the power to change? We'd love to hear from you in the comments today. As you know, this is not a call in, so you have to type in your responses as the conversation progresses, because we want to hear from you. Welcome again, Widea, Widea, Widea. And we hope to have a good conversation this morning. So, people who will ever hear this show will have to go rethink whether it's my fault based on how I do something. You know? Yeah, that's it. Because we've really loosely, in a lot of instances, just use generational curse.
Yep.
Well, I'm stumped over here, but forgive me with over there. So yes,
You're having distractions on the right.
I'm being instructed how to speak and that I should drop in little patois, bearing in mind I do that from time to time, but he may
But you want more.
but me want he want go to our hill this morning.
Tell him say can't send me up there, you know, he can't go up there for you.
You're quite close, right?
Very much. Yeah. Yeah, but based on that on the topic rather, it is is generational trauma real, or are we responsible for our own actions? Both of those ideas are true. Both things are true at the same time.
Yes, they're
Because
both relevant.
yeah, man, when they talk about generation, or when we were little people, we used to say gingeration. How is gingeration come from? They just say some other children act in some kind of ways. Because sometimes you don't call them the force right. You will see them with some mannerisms that would not be fit. If it's not fitting for a child of that age. You know what I mean? I remember one time we were playing, and some other child, did something to another one, and that child was from the adjoining district, so they were not originally from our park, but I think they were visiting next door or something. And I mean, we are little children. I would say we were under 10 at the time. And the little girl said to the little boy, "You go along." And a one time monkey I go one
Oh
wife.
dear.
Mind you, for a child of that age to say that, at the time I didn't even know what it meant, but I remember she got a sound beaten from the neighbor that she was visiting. Because the person, "Who says so?" And then the other said, "I so says so, ma'am." And them call her and give her a sound thrashing. And when I thought about it after, I said probably, although it fitted the occasion or the situation, because the other child was being mean, and you'd say, one time monkey one wife, that would mean they're gonna come back at me for something later on. But that was like to the extreme. But apparently at their home, that was the norm. That's how the grown-ups spoke. That's how the children pick it up and all of that stuff. So we talk about generational. That's why we have to be mindful of what we pass on, because when we know that, the whole thing, the trauma itself can influence how we think, how we react, and how we cope with life and things in general. And some of these things you pick up, and you willfully know you pick it up. And you know sometimes it's not the best thing, it's not a good trait, and yet you cling to it, you use it, and you transfer it on. But you have to think about generationally coming down the line. Like if you go to Bible days when they said this one begat, and you said the whole generational line. It is something that I think we need to put more emphasis on. I don't believe that we put enough emphasis on generation. You know what I mean? Especially given the fact that some of us are from mixed families, meaning your father, like you say, me have brother from my father's side, and sister from my mother's side, the sister brother, I know my brother, but I just fear our brother. You know what I mean? So sometimes when it gets a chaka, you know what I mean? The values And the trauma that it brings, it just get scattered all over the place. So what one side, you might have a child hold a specific sort of behavioral trait with one side of the family, and or they might gravitate towards a specific trait, whether from the mother side or the father side. It might be something complementary and good, it might not be such a good
Not
trait,
be.
but invariably, because it's passed on. That's why sometimes, even generational curses, we have to pray against it, because when say certain things are manifest in life, I don't know where it's coming from. It's in the bloodline from way back when, Yeah, so,
And
so it's a lot.
so thanks for the opening there. Maxie, I'll come to you in a minute. But in the
Okay.
in the broader definition of generational trauma is is the emotional, psychological, and sometimes behavioral impact of traumatic experiences that can affect one generation and influence the next. It is not passed through DNA in the same way as eye color or blood type. Instead, it is often transmitted through family relationships, parenting styles, coping mechanisms, beliefs, and the environment in which we are raised. So, generational trauma is the passing down of the effects of unresolved trauma from one generation to another through learned behaviors, family dynamics, and emotional patterns. So, imagine a grandfather who experienced war, severe poverty, or abuse. Because of those experiences, he became emotionally distant and believed showing emotion was a sign of weakness.
Mm.
And his children grew up without affection or emotional support, and in turn struggled to express love to their own children. The grandchildren may never have experienced the original trauma, yet they still feel its effects through the behaviors and attitudes passed down in the family. So I will leave that there for now. Max, what say you?
Okay, there's a saying that goes like this. Good morning, everyone. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that's madness. Because if you're gonna be putting 2 cups, 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water, or 4 cups of water, and expect to get a shelly rice, it ain't gonna happen. And if you do the same thing over and over again, it ain't gonna happen. You're still gonna get soft rice.
It's porridge.
That's what
Porridge.
that's right. You're gonna get porridge and not a shelly pot of rice. But speaking of generational curse, this comes in so many ways because I'm here listening to what you were just reading just now, Lady D, and I look back at myself instantly and I saw where a lot of generational things that's followed me throughout my life, the things that I learned and the way in which I grew up. I still have some of those traits, especially where food and cooking is concerned, because this generational trauma comes in different ways. It can be a negative and it can be positive. So let's think about it from that perspective. Because there are certain things that I do the same way I saw my grandmother did it, and it's like we can't change. The things that we ate when we were younger, we tend to look for them living in this country, and we want to eat the same things and cook it the same way. It might not have been the healthiest way, but the fact that we learned it that way, that's how we want to carry it through. And we don't even realize that it's affecting us health-wise. We think so when we eat, we have to have this whole hyper with food because we want this whole gravy and all these things. Which back then, that's how we mostly lived because of the fact. And I think one of the things why we lived that way back then too. For the most part, sometimes meat was not enough. So we would, parents back there, they're cooking a pot of food. They don't just cook us 2 slices of yam and 2 dumplings. No, it was a pot of dumpling and yam and bread put and cocoa and all this starch. And that's how we grew up, and a lot of us still live and cook that way. No, I don't. If I'm cooking, I'll cook 2 sweet potatoes and 4 dumplings maybe for dinner. Even if I have a piece of yam, I'm not going to cook all of those things because they're all starch. But back then, we never knew any better. On top of the whole heap of starch, we have this whole heap of gravy. So those are stuff that we brought, that a lot of us still bring into into our new generation now, and it shouldn't be. So that's one of the things I wanted to touch on the food. As
Okay.
to as another thing I want to say, that habits are easy to make and they're hard to break. So we have to be careful of the kind of habits that we make and that we create. And of course, the fact that we're wondering if it's generational curse or it's something that we as individuals, as adults now, should be able to curtail. We have to curtail our behavior and our lifestyle. Even though we might have grown up with eating all this starch or eating all this gravy or doing the things our parents did. Now that we're adults, we're more educated and we know better, we have to live and do better. It's hard to break it, but we have to try.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, Maxie, well said. Now, if we were to look at, so welcome everybody. You're perhaps saying, oh, what am I talking about? Me just come. All right. Is generational trauma real, or are we responsible for our own actions? And this morning, co-producer and I he was just hashing out stuff. And one of the points that we raised was, you find a family and you notice say all of them thief. Mama thief, papa thief, brother thief, the whole of them thief. So would that be genetics or generational? Because I find, that a lot of times we spiritualize things. Bad people, bad behavior. We break it down and say the blood of Jesus, and we want cast out and some of those things. But what if in this particular scenario, you have children these children see them father come home with stuff and not when could afford, especially if him a farmer and he go a bush, right? But only provisions he might carry home. Them see other items.
Him a come on with 2 goats.
Right. Or 1 cow foot or something.
You remember some time ago, a man was apprehended. He was a goat thief, and he had the goats in a van, and he put straw hat on all of the goats to make them look like people. Anybody remember that? And when the police pull him over and said, "Wait, them smell, they look kind of funny." It was all goats. Him thief the goat them and put them in the van and put on straw hat from them.
There you have it.
They look like people.
So you are. So here is this person. That's then crazy. I come home with all of them things here, and over time, the children now get into him, start the coaching. And so all of them end up. I go take things from people property that don't belong to them.
Yes.
That are not generational. That are just bad behavior.
Yes, it's
generational. It's generational because if the mother is this, all right, the mother and the father link up. They have the same mind. It's the same mindset. Because if I know, I afford such and such and such, and I for some reason say I want it, and you produce it out of thin air. Where you get it from? That should be a question.
Exactly.
Where you get it from? So that's the parents them. So if they decide, okay, we are general, we just go thief, or we are go scam, or we are go do whatever.
Right.
Children know, they have come into that scenario. You know what I mean? If you see your child come home with something that does not belong to them, yet you don't make any inquiry as to where it's from, and also where we get that from. But I mean, I know a family where one of my husband's cousins is a step parent, and the boy came in with a full black bicycle. You go to school and you come back with a bicycle.
Right.
Where you get the bicycle from? Where you get bicycle? You can't say, well, this my friend gave it to me. Him have to say, well, it was parked, and it's in the States they live. It was parked up in front of the store. So you say, well, you see a bicycle park up in front of the store. It's obvious the person hop off of the bike, the bicycle
Gone in to
gone
do
inside to
something.
buy something.
Yeah.
Left it there, and you
And
just
them
sit
hop
on
on.
bike and just ride off with it, you come on with it. So them carry him to the station. They took him to the precinct with the bike.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you have the on the flip side now, talking about mama teeth, papa teeth, pick the teeth. If your child come home with something and you don't take any such action, you say, well, I want nice bike, but where you lucky? And you leave it
Yes.
like that and the pitney and ride it all over the place. The next thing them are going to them must say, well, okay, that's how it is. Them, you know, now we have my grandparents so call it finger smith. Then I said, no, we have finger smith.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody at thief. You just see something you like it, you take it.
Now you
You
just
know,
take.
if it is on if it's not guarded, you know, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just there and you say, all right, you take it. And you're gonna come another time and say something bigger where you have to go scheme, forget it. So
Mm-hmm.
now you're all up in it. You know what I mean? So you have
Mm-hmm.
taken it onto yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, so that's a
Yes.
whole different situation,
Right.
right? You know, when you
And
uphold them in their wrongs, they continue to do it. Now it get
and you know
normalized.
what? And a lot of times when if you don't scold them and correct it when they're young, it goes into their adult life. I know of a family when I was growing up that they were our neighbors. The mother was an Indian family. The mother had like about 8 kids, about 8 of them. So enough of them living at the house. And there were 2 boys. And of course, there was sometimes they had I guess they had hardship. So they would just leave it at the house all day, gone, all day, so then gone a bush. And they come back with all sort of stuff. Then I grow a field, and they're not creating a field, and I plant nothing, but then come back with
Mm-hmm.
coconut and banana and this and that. And the mother would just talk it casual. Oh, say, um, Roy carry home banana and carry home to pick
Mm-hmm.
2 breadfruit. Then out the breadfruit tree, pick two
Mm-hmm.
breadfruit and she just use the word like then find
They
two
find it.
breadfruit.
They find it
Yeah.
out a
And that's
road.
dinner and she would prepare dinner. One of the
Oh
son, the
wow.
older one, was a very bright young man, passed him JC and GC subject and
Hmm.
everything, and got a nice good job in Ocherias there. And because I'm finger and because of his dishonesty, he lost the job. All of a
Wow.
sudden, he come home and just not the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying this to say that if the mother corrected him from the beginning, from early stage, if he pick people breadfruit and cut people banana, he wouldn't get him good job and have to lose it because I'm finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's so funny
Yeah,
because back then
yeah.
they weren't really arresting people for certain stuff, but he lost a good job and he was a very bright young man, very bright, very good looking.
Yeah,
Yes.
You
and
know,
no, and that's how come to you have like kleptomaniacs, you know, because the
Yes.
thief will always not need the something your teeth. You just thief it and have it just in case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have some people who are like that. They don't have a use for the thing, and you just steal it just because. So sometimes those things are learned behavior, and even though the child will grow up and have a conscience and say that that's not right, but when them see how easy it is to acquire the thing what them not have, what them not work for, but them
Mm-hmm.
expect to just get because them want it, they will obviously just find it, use it as a crutch and as an easy way out. And next thing you know, they now have their children, and now we're talking about first and second generation, and it just get passed down and until somebody put the brakes on. It's like the story that is told about the 2 brothers who had the father who was a drunkard. He was a drunkard all their lives growing up. And when they two grew up, one of them became a drunkard. And some of the people
Drunkard.
them say, well, hey, look on his father, we don't expect no better.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
other one came out successful and nice and doing thing. And then said to him, said, then how come your father was a drunk? Then said, how come you just come out, sir? Him say, well, I am this way because my father was a drunkard. And my brother
Mm-hmm.
is the way he is because our father was a drunkard. So him, because his father was a drunkard, and him say, how hard of a life his father had. They would have found him in a gutters asleep, past sidewalk, wherever he would pass out at. He never want that for himself. But the other brother saw it
Yes.
as, well, that's what my father did, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's how, so it's a matter of breaking cycle or just perpetuating the thing, and carrying it on.
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, Jax. Welcome.
Good meeting.
Good meeting to you.
Jackie, look at she in a private space a while ago.
Eh?
Morning there.
Jackie, I liked what you had in the background on the TV. You take it off? There was a blue
It was a waterfall.
yeah, you could put it back.
Oh, yeah, I say.
It enhances your space.
What my friend just said? What my friend just said? Me know say him say
He
something
plans to
smart,
come
you know.
sit in. When are you coming to sit in, sir?
Sherns, Jamaican, Miss Jamaica.
Hi.
Hello over there.
I'm sure I say wagwan, wagwan.
Right.
Max. Max, where I say? What may they have? May they have some background, some what do you call it? Some soothing background, something.
Yes, I don't know why you're touching it, but anyway.
I know. I just thought I was gonna be distracting.
No, it wasn't. No.
Okay.
So here is co-producer is saying emotional transference can be from genetics and generational as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not so, Jackie. We're talking about, is generational trauma real, or are we responsible for our own actions?
Partially. Partially.
Explain.
You say, are we responsible for our own actions? Partially. Because you develop into your own person. But it's unfortunate that the trauma or whatever it is that happened maybe from childhood, it forms you, it becomes you. But then that's why you have some people who say that when they've come to realize that what happened in the past really doesn't define them, and because of that they change. So I think we are partially responsible for the change part
to take place, right? Especially if it is something that is negative and is destructive to your well-being.
Exactly.
Well, people don't readily embrace change, sometimes that's why,
that's true.
When you find somebody who they may have, like you mentioned in the beginning, they may have grown up with emotionally unavailable parents. You know what I mean? And so they learn how to cocoon themselves and mask or hide their emotions.
Oh, I know what I have.
And only until they are then in a space or a situation where it's detrimental to their own relationships, they then have the choice to say, let me remain this way, or let me change because it's affecting my partner, or it's being pointed, because some things you hold dear, or you do just do it because you don't realize that it's not normal, put it that way. But for want of a better word, you're not, because around you, your family structure, that's how you all flow. But until somebody else come in your space and show you a different way, you figure, say, oh, I don't know, I just saw.
Yes.
But until somebody particular you care about said to yourself, well, no man, don't do such and such.
And even so we're talking about the family patterns we inherit, right? Because you have anger, you have addiction, you have domestic violence, you have financial habits, you have fear, and you have parenting styles, and you have communication. So it's almost, let's talk about anger. You've seen some people, for everything, even the smallest something, get them all worked up. And you can't figure out why you're taking it to such extreme.
Yeah.
because it is something
Mm-hmm.
in them based on learned behavior. If you were to have the opportunity to see the people in their circle, whether it's family or some relatives of sort, or even in the community, that they picked up something along the way, and them just constantly angry. A mere morning could cause
Yeah.
something to trigger them.
Yeah, you have some people, they can go from what we call 0 to 60 in a
Oh
Yes,
minute.
yeah.
man. In a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that also, that also comes with a little cousin named unforgiveness. They hold on to stuff, the
Mm-hmm.
anger, they blow them top, and then it's a cycle because you get angry, you blow your top, you spaz out, you go on with your things, you hurt whosoever in your pathway, and then you know there's going to come another time again when that's going to happen again, and then that becomes part of your personality. So people have to figure out, am I going to deal with this or am I going to walk away from this, talking about it in the confines of a relationship. You know what I mean? Because as grown-ups, sometimes some habits we have, they're hard to break, or some people don't like change.
Right.
And
They're doing this forever.
unfortunately, that kind of behavior crawls and destroys it. That kind of,
Jack, if you don't mind, please repeat. You chipped out a minute.
oh, I did. No, I'm saying, unfortunately, that kind of trauma, that kind of, trauma that triggers that behavior, it crawls into a marriage, a relationship, and it destroys it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So,
So let me
But
just acknowledge one moment, Maxie. So we do have our audience live on Instagram. We would like to welcome you and thanks for participating. We see Rasta Cruella joined, and
Yes.
the comment says generational trauma is like factory settings. So it is up to each individual to customize their own settings.
I
all
like
right then.
that.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
they go
I
on
like
to
that.
Yeah,
say,
exactly. That's
hold on,
cool.
they go on to say, coaching, therapy, audiobooks, podcasts all help in becoming a better person, a better version. We thank you for your input.
Yes, that's
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. But it is true, though, you do have some really broken people out there.
Very
And
much.
not until you have an encounter with them do you realize what you have to deal with. And they
Yeah,
look
and you know what?
fine. They
Yeah,
look fine
yeah.
on the
That's
outside.
that's what I was gonna say. It depends on what your relationship is with them. You may have them in the confines of an office, like you have an office relationship. They're your co-workers, or you deal with them in business. But personally, if you were to go home with them or to get personally involved with them, it's like two different people.
A totally different person. Yeah.
Totally different. So
Yes, see me, I
sometimes
can live with me. See me,
yeah, exactly. So you may
I
say,
can live with me.
John Tom, nice, so and so, and so and so and so. And then the person say, who you talk about who? Because they don't know the person that way. You know what I mean?
Yes. We know
Yeah,
what you
they don't know
mean.
it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
a lot. It's a lot.
You
So
know what?
sometimes
Speaking from experience.
Okay, so if you notice, we are doing some movements because co-producer is joining.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
husband.
morning, one body.
I smell nieceberry.
You got a good nose.
Yeah,
The St. James and the St. James knows.
How is my
Yeah,
parish
man.
doing, Sister
knows
Ambassador?
I work
Thanks
long
for it.
distance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
long
man.
distance.
Yeah.
International.
It's a work long distance.
International.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
So what?
there's something I want to say. I have a burning issue, a burning little thing I want to say. when I was growing up, I wasn't hugged.
Let me go get the
I,
fire
I think I've
extinguisher.
said this. I think I've said this before.
She said,
I never got hugged as a child growing up because I grew up with my grandmother. Nobody never hugged me and say I love you and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. And I recall when I became an adult, getting married and everything, and my mother traveled to Canada for 6 months with my youngest sister, and she came back, and I went to St. Mary to see her.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to see her because I'm going to see her in a long while because I was living in Mandeville then. And I hugged her, and she didn't return the favor. She didn't hug me back. She was more like pulling away.
Oh, wow.
Yes, let me tell you something. That thing has haunted me all of my life. It has haunted me all of my life. May her soul rest in peace. She didn't respond with a hug. She kind of more like was easing away instead of hugging me back.
Right.
And it bothers me. And the only person I recall in my family, and the one person I recall in my family, she passed away to another aunt of mine. She was in England. She was a hugger. She would hug me all the time when she lived in Jamaica for a little while. And then she went back to England. And she would hug me, kiss me, she was always a very happy, jolly person. And I find myself doing a lot of hugging too. I hug a lot. And but the point I'm trying to make is, even though I didn't receive it as a child growing up, and it wasn't given to me even when I became an adult back in my sweet, sweet Jamaica. Coming to this country, I've learned and I've developed because I work with families who have seen hugged and kissed a lot. And I adopted that because I realized that it's positive. There's nothing wrong with hugging. You don't have to be a family member. But no, I adopted it. I like to hug.
And that underlying desire that you had and the yearning for that kind of embrace, especially from a loved one.
Yes.
That is hidden there too. So it manifests in that way too, Max.
Yes. You're making up for lost time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So Max.
So
Max,
I just love to hug. I'd rather hug somebody than shake their hand because I don't really like shake hands much because I don't know where their hand come from. But so I'd rather to hug than to shake hands. It's true.
Yes,
it's how I feel because I'm a germophobic, so I rather to hug you than to shake your hand. But I like being held, in other words, and I never got that growing up, never from nobody in my family. And that one time when I tried to hug my mother and she didn't respond, it bothered me a whole lot.
So Max, here we're talking about morning again, everybody, and good to see you, everybody. So here is the thing for me right now, because this topic is pretty deep in my circle. And it's almost a deliverance here to do this topic because there is a common talk that says you're just like your mother, you're just like your father, and in most cases it's negative.
Yeah, it usually is.
It usually is negative.
Yeah.
So we people are of the opinion that your behavior, whether it's biological or generational, it falls into generational curses.
Yes.
And that is destructive. I am from a blended, well, how do you put it? Different family fathers. So we have different fathers and different behavior. And so what happens sometimes is that one child behaves a particular way, maybe the good or the bad, and then all the other children are, maybe told, oh, you behave like for your father, as against and so that was prominent, in my growing up. And I am just here to say that not everything that happens is a generational curse. There are genetics that defines genetics will lead to biological behavior versus cultural learning. All right, so we talk about there's a couple of people say like the whole family smell of a particular body odor. Okay. Does that mean that it's biological? And does that mean that it's a generational curse? That, again, people link it to generational curses rather than a cultural situation. It could be that all of us smell the same way because all of us use the same soap, or all of us don't have enough water to bathe with, so you bathe whenever you can.
And you wipe up.
And you wipe up.
Or in the same household,
In the same household.
follow the same customs.
Right.
Like people would say,
But yeah,
coolie
But
people smell
sometimes
like curry.
Right.
yes,
exactly.
that's where I'm going. That's where I was going to go, because sometimes it has to do with your diet. If you consume a lot of a particular
Max,
thing-
Max have an Indian experience.
remember the coolie lady here laugh, Max. You remember? So,
yes, it's true for them.
I'm laughing
It's
because
almost
I'm laughing because Jacqui mentioned curry.
oh,
The curry cabbage.
Max has had
Curry
curry
cabbage.
carbs.
yeah. So let me go there with this one, because I may be disposed genetically to some traits from my father, and I think it's more easy to say you can develop emotional traits from your parents. But while I may be disposed genetically to some traits from him, I may have also been in the culture I grew up, learn some of the generational practices, not from my father, who is dead, who died when I was a baby, but I've learned some of the generational behaviors from the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Let's
we're
say, for example,
shaped.
Yeah.
right. Let's say, for example, most guys, when I was growing up, well, a lot of guys smoke weed. I didn't. That was a district.
Right.
That was a cultural thing. It had nothing to do with my genetics. So I am wanting to set some people free today to say things that you're accused of and it's almost placed on you as a curse. It's none of your fault. You learn some of these things in the culture that you grew up in, the society.
Right. Because the culture
right, there's culture surrounding
helped
you
to shape us.
cause you to shape exactly. And so here is a big thing. You, for example, I moved away from where I was born into the big city, and there are lots of stuff that I started to learn and gravitated towards and started behaving like once I got into that new environment. That has nothing to do with genetics. That had a lot to do with your cultural environment
And your socialization.
and my socialization. So I want people to know that not because you cuss some bad word doesn't mean it's genetics. It means you could have gotten it from the culture.
That I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And the
Because
power
let me tell you,
Yeah.
that's one thing. Oh my gosh.
You cut bad
Anyway,
words.
go on.
As he said, bad word. You know, I've shared here how I tried it once, and that was the end of that.
Right. Yeah. And that's a perfect example right there, you know. Good example right there. Because you may have tried to practice, here we go again, you may have tried to practice some things in the culture, like everybody else across the lip of cloth and bad word. And this culture is generational. But me with my fine genetic behavior, me try cuss too bad word, and it just not
In a sound-
It doesn't sound the same way.
you know, fit
That's true.
No,
you know,
because
you know?
that's not how you grew up.
But
That
I
wasn't
think
a part of you, right?
as children, we all did that, because when
Yeah.
we had our little cliques
Yeah.
and our little groups, because going to shop and you're wait to get served, and every little shop normally have a little bar area with the man them there they are
Yes.
drink. I will never forget. I don't know about y'all, but in my community, you know, if I went to the left, I had shop. I went to the right, I had shop. So if my granny said, go to Miss Megsy, then me go this way. Go to Mass Lionel, me go to this way. So depending on who you buy from, depending on what.
Yeah,
because
same
Mass Lionel
me
also
too.
had- Right, he also had a little butchering spot. So if you go and buy meat and stuff, you go this or whatever. Anyway, they all had a little area where men would come and sit down and they would drink rum and milk. I always
And
them have the milk and
congregate.
pour the rum in
Yes.
and then drink.
And sardine,
But
that's sardine.
Yes. and them have the yeah. So you would hear them cursing and all that, you know, in rhythm, you know, almost. Because some people like them have
Oh, that can you give
them
us an
have a
example,
degree.
Sherns? Sherns,
Huh?
give us an example. Give us an example of the cursing in rhythm.
No, sir. Can't do it. Can't do it. But I've heard. No, listen.
Sherns, you could, man. You could, because you could
Lala.
use
In rhythm for 2000, please.
Well, I have to give it some thought.
Vowels and consonants and
Yeah,
stuff.
but let me give you some thought. Lest
You mean like
I say
Reese
what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're all right. So you remember, no, as children, we made up words off of the other words in order not to say
To speak, to say the
the
actual
other
word.
words, because in as much as they were just chopping them around us, it's almost, you take it in like by osmosis, because you don't even realize that you are filing them away in the back of your head until maybe somebody run cross. So you say, what they?
Yes.
And you say, wait, who that? So we would come together and try to start out and say, we won't say it this way, or we would try to curse them to each other.
Nobody know if you do that. Make a mosquito fly against your ears and go zzz, don't it?
Exactly.
I
So
think you want to
some was it well, and some it never. It's like a pair of shoes that just don't fit.
Yeah, I have a story. Let me tell you what happened to me. I was taking one of my younger brothers from Mobay to live in Kingston with me, in Portmore particularly. And so we took the bus. I'm showing him how it goes, and we got on the bus. And first thing he paid the conductor as he got in, which he shouldn't have done. He should wait until they start collecting. So when the conductor is collecting now, he went back to my little brother and said, "Pay your fare." And he said, "I paid you already." And the conductor started cussing like really, really bad, all kind of crap, you know. So I said, "You would pay for already." Him say, "How you getting at this?" Let me say, "You would pay." I'm telling me, and the conductor started cussing. I'm cuss on clock, man. I'm cuss on bad. Me and him I go two with the bad one, you know.
What?
Anyway, at that time I'm working at a particular establishment, you know. Where, so. And somebody on the bus saw me and said, "I know you work."
Oh,
No, you work. No other bank there. But I it just reeled out. But when me done, I did laugh. Me say, "Lord, that." But
you make him draw you out, man. You make him draw you out.
I was like, I did curse up. She was bad with like, you would never believe. Never happened again, but
I've had a lot of those moments. I'm not going to tell you, I've had a few. I've had a lot of those moments.
No, but I want to tell you, say, my mother, God rest her soul.
Not yet.
Happy birthday, Merles, as I call her. Today's her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She caught me muttering one time. I was muttering one. I let one out one time, and it was a time when it was one of the occasion when she came for me to take me to Kingston. And I have to say, I wasn't in high school yet. I was in primary school, so I must have been under 10. And I remember she came, and I had to go and pack. I think she was taking me. I think she came with a ride, and we were going. So it's not even like me had till the next day, which usually she would stay a few days and then I would leave. And I was in the house. I threw me, two clothes in or something. And I let out one or two. and I didn't know she heard me through the window. And she heard me through the window. And she come out and she said, "What you say a while ago?" I said, "Nothing, Mama." She said, "What you say a while ago?" I mean, she has never given me a spanking ever in my life. I have to hand it to her. She never put her hand on me, but she said, "Me here. What you say, She said, "I hope you're not picking up those bad words at school and whatever, because she know, her parents, they don't talk like that, but it just formulated." I was
that.
May I tell you?
yeah.
But two of them did fly. What's it not? This a what's it not? This woman, I come back for me for. She stopped me right there. So that was the first and the last. I tell you.
But if we, and so as we are talking here today, we can really even identify why some people even maybe stay in a domestic violence situation, because of how they saw their mother or their father
but
became so docile in a relationship and just
but remember,
accepted anything.
yes, and not only a domestic violence situation. Sometimes you're there with somebody else, man, or the two will have the same man, and you will say half a man. I've been told, I was telling this, I said, you have to leave him. You know him live with somebody, him only visit you, you know him have children over there, so him end up have two with her. And she look at me and say, half a man better than no man at all.
Right.
And then you also have, had this stupid saying that if a man no love you, he won't lick you. He'll lick you because I love you,
Yes,
so
I don't see the talk.
if he black up your eye because you didn't cook dinner quick enough or because he love you. So you have some people stay in those situations out of quote unquote love, but that's a very
let me tell you something. The moment you lick after me, they see the love run, the love run gone, all down in the gully, gone dead. Lick me.
So let's talk about let's talk about that. When a man, for example, beats a woman like that, and he does it, his sons do it, all the men in the family do it. What is that? Is that
because it's all starting from observation.
Yeah.
You are seeing this thing.
It becomes a learned behavior for their children.
Yeah.
Right.
And it becomes the norm.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, just to relieve some people, if a family of men are beating women, it doesn't mean that is a generational curse in the sense of this being genetic. It's a learned behavior. And that's one of the things that I'm really trying to stress today, because it is really big around my circle. You know, some things are genetic. It's not because your father they so and so.
Yeah, but I think it's true for both. I think it's both generational and also learned behavior, because it's in the bloodline. A man, we are the weaker vessel. A woman is the weaker vessel. And if you look at a woman and strike her, you're going to strike her out of anger. You're going to strike her hard, intentionally. And worse yet, you do it on a repeat. Anytime it catch your fancy, if something not go the way you think it's
a wham.
A warm, a boofum type situation, and the children are looking at you, and they're gonna perpetuate that, because hey, that's how we see, daddy, calm down, mommy. Or you have some women who are mouthy, and then we tell off the man. It could be a case where you have some men spend off them pay before they reach home. Mother, they home with hungry belly and wait. Use up a rum bar. Or you stop a gambling then, and you gamble, or my granny used to have a saying, you put your money in a bank, so you don't have no money for them to eat. You understand? That one don't need no explanation. But you do that, and you come home and the lady talk to you. And of course, you know, to say, well, how much you have left? She goes to you, so when you pay this you pay, that you pay, so on and so forth.
And you
just turn around and thump her up and knock her over, lick her with a tool before. So you had some men even had straps and implements that they had for such occasions.
I don't know if you remember the story I told you about the neighbor when we were growing up, and how the man pulled with the curtain so everybody could see. And open the windows wide and back up the lady, his wife, in the corner with the belt up at her face, and I beat her like a child.
Wow.
Yeah.
In front of the children, his children, and we were next door. We couldn't hide from us because it was just a fence that separated us.
But you see but you see also what happened there. Nobody intervened.
Exactly. No. Well, people did. My mother did. My mother did, and it was my mother along with a police lady that had moved into the district that rescued that woman and the children. And some of the children were put in foster homes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of that, and the lady saved the lady. The lady, I'm supposed to see our wedding pictures. Beautiful wedding pictures. And when we, grew up and we saw the lady. We have to wonder if it's the same person. The man beat her to
Oh my goodness.
a pulp.
Mm-hmm.
Even I turned the woman foot in a capital K.
Oh no.
That kind of beating. I never forget the lady was backed up in the corner like this, like a kid.
Oh boy.
So
And
Jacqui,
the
where do we assign that to? Is that a genetic behavior or is it, what is that?
Remember, we also said, when I think it was when I did my interview on that show here, hurt people.
Yes.
And I think that's coming from trauma, his own trauma in his own life before.
Right.
And then,
There you go. So it's passed on.
then he developed anger, and the anger just explodes into somebody weaker than him who he can beat upon. That's the only way.
So if he now has a son and the son is practicing the same thing, would we say that's generational, or would that be a genetic thing? Is that something that's passed down to the?
I think it would be honest to say it's a combination of both, because he saw that it's a learned behavior and it probably triggered the genetic part of him to do the same. But trauma doesn't always manifest in the next generation like that. Not all the time, because those kids have looked at their father and decided that they are not going to do that.
Right.
Right.
And some of them started to grow up, and they started to protect the mother.
Which brings me to the point that our behavior or our genetics is not a life sentence. You can recognize that there's some
Not at
traits
all. Not at all.
in your family, and you can decide, like, you know what, and I'll just go there.
So then again, that's where I said we are also partially responsible, as individuals.
Right. So case in point, then there are some things that definitely will come in the family, and Nurse Jacqui, you can help us here. Like high blood pressure, for example, diabetes. Some of those things are genetics, right? But your training and your learning and your skills can prevent those things to a certain extent from manifesting, even though they are from your genetics, correct?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it goes to show that even though you may be genetically disposed to some things, your culture and your environment can help you not to manifest those things.
So those 2 or 3 things right there should be working in balance to build a whole person.
Right.
You want to be well-rounded. Wherever you find yourself, you want to be well-rounded. So if you recognize that something is not good, it's detrimental to your well-being and the well-being of those you love, those
of others.
Right. You even if your first impulse is to gravitate towards it, you pull back, or you try, just like with eating, differently, because you see that this particular disease runs through the family line. You don't have to suddenly make it casual and just embrace it and say, well, the whole of we have diabetes, the whole of we have you can you can curb.
We have sugar.
The whole of we have sugar. That one they have sugar, that one they didn't have sugar, that one they are gonna have sugar. Yes.
Yeah. And it's accepted, it's accepted. It's almost like I just saw it go.
Yeah. And as we were speaking about something that are accepted, I mean, here we go again. I grew up in a place where, from a youth, I decided, like, listen, I'm not going to do certain things. Even though I saw it around me, and for example, let's say I said, no offense if it may be here, I said, you know what, I'm never going to have a child unless I am married.
That's a big one.
That was not a because people around me were having, just having kids, and I was like, nah. And I wasn't exposed to certain information then. Which gave me the wisdom to say that. I was just in that environment, but I saw it, and so for me, it was like, even the culture that you are in, which can shape you generationally or culturally, you can still have the power to determine, on some deep principles.
Yeah.
No.
And I agree with you, because I am kind of strong-willed when it comes down to certain things. I can say, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do it. Or even if I try it, I say, just try it tomorrow. You don't look for me to do it. I can do that. Because when we were doing the modeling thing, early in our modeling days, when my mother used to send us to Montego to the modeling school, and the girls, there were some girls, a set of twins actually, they would travel with us. They would go with us, and they were into smoking cigarettes. And the instructor encouraged it too, because he thought that it gave you a look. To have a long, sit at the bar, you cut your 10 and you have a long cigarette.
You were right, you're right, Jacqui. You're right.
And a glass of wine.
Yes, absolutely.
So he would encourage it. But this girl now, look at them. And I said, for one, I don't like the way cigarettes change people's teeth. And I loved my teeth from I was growing up. I always make sure my teeth are clean and white. And nothing was going to change that.
Yeah.
And no cigarette was going to do that for me. And I also said that people who smoke, their mouth don't smell good. So that was another thing.
Their clothes, their hair, everything, because it just envelops them.
It stays, and they can't smell it, but you can.
No, because they're nose blind to it after a while. It's not next to you.
Yeah. So Jacqui, I in my formative years when the smoke thing came out, and Sherns, you remember, they used to advertise the Marlboro Man or the Matterhorn Man on the van.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. Yeah. So and a lot of guys started to smoke early. Now here is my thing, and that was cultural. So it could have been a habit that could have been picked up by me. But when I try to do it, my genetics couldn't allow me at all. Because me just start cough, and
I agree.
No.
But I tell you, and again, you see how it go, because I have an uncle, and he loved the Matterhorn brand.
Yeah.
And I think I've shared it here already. And one time he was doing it, and me go up with my little, self and say, let me try. I know him did that for me, And me say, let me try. And again, like Uncle Ken Donkey, there was no prep work done. no tutorial given. And so him said, come, try. And I just make one grandiose inhale. I don't know which part of my brain, my eye, my ears, my throat, everywhere never come out, because of this bout of persistent cough take me.
Yeah.
Now, had it gone well, I maybe would have start every little minute. Me see my smoke. Like he taught me how to eat pepper, right? Hot Scotch bonnet.
Bite it.
To do that, and I was like doing that from year like 10
to this day.
So maybe I could take little draw with him round the corner and become a full-fledged smoker.
So it is safe to say that even though we learn some things along the way, it's not genetic for you to eat pepper. It's a learned behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's an interesting conversation I would say, with Auntie Ems. Oh Lord, love to see you.
I have a question for the ladies though, because I see some ladies, right? And then they have children. And these ladies may have done some body enhancement or stuff like that. And then the children have none of that bodily structure that the mother have. How does that child deal with that?
In other words, the picnic them never born looking so.
No, but listen, it was even on the news, and this is in the States. A man had married a woman of Asian descent. She was Chinese, to be exact, and she had had major enhancements done major, all over. Everything change up and switch up and what modified, let's say. And he married her and they had a child, and the picnic was
Flat like
not,
a bummy. The picnic flat like a bummy.
let's just say the child
Pressure
didn't
cook and
look
then put
away.
it face.
Come now, Sherns.
child
Pull out the
look away.
thesaurus. Come.
I am very careful when it comes to
Yes,
children
yes,
because of God
yes.
make them.
Yeah.
When God speaking to your DNA and say, these are your strands, and
Yeah.
this is what you're gonna come out of your line. The child has nothing to do with it if they inherit it. So me kind of draw back a little because of that. No, but it was on the news because he divorced her, and I think he was also suing her. So that's why it became a thing. Because he was
Okay.
saying no way can that child be his and hers. Because the child took more off of her, obviously the way she naturally is. And it was a big case, yeah. And he ended up divorcing her. I mean, it was his child, but the child,
Wow.
you know, the child was a work of art.
Lord
That
Jesus,
day.
trying to do it.
Yeah, we
Choice
kind
of
of
words.
leave it
Lord have
there.
mercy.
Yeah, and they
So,
and in the lawsuit, hold on, Jacqui, in the lawsuit, it was all out there.
Lawsuits.
He actually, he sued her for like wrongful representation of herself. So he was able, the clinic where she had her procedure done, and it wasn't one procedure. She had many to achieve the look she wanted, and then once she got the look, that's when she put herself out there, and he found her on the site, and so he was suing everybody, and he
So
got
now the
pictures of her
topic is
before,
trauma.
and
So that's trauma,
he
not
had
genetics.
pictures of her before and
Topic
after.
is trauma.
Yeah,
Oh, that poor pit must have suffered from all kind of trauma. The
that picture
picnic
Yes.
probably so
Yeah.
probably the picnic we got actually a chisel back.
Let's take some quick comments, but we want to welcome everybody. Our topic this morning is generational trauma real,
God help me,
or
Jesus.
are we responsible for our own actions? And so in this particular case, she was responsible for her own action
And cause the pit.
and caused
Yes.
other. So
Yeah.
Andrea says, when we were talking about, bad words as we know them, I use bad word once and never again. So Wayne is here. Hey Wayne, great seeing you. I know you come become Satideh,
I win.
Oh, wait.
So Wayne says that was a big one for me. No kids before marriage, and hopefully all children either one mother. Okay.
Very nice.
To you, Wayne.
Awesome.
Jenny's here as always. Hey Jenny. She's responding to something you had said, Jacqui. That's right, Jacqui. Too much softness and kindness is not good at times, because people use you laugh
and assume
you're a fool. Okay.
Yes, that's true.
And my Auntie Ems is here wishing me belated birthday greetings. Hey, MC. No, man, but true. As we're really going through this thing, all things are unfolding. But then you have people who are fearful.
I might have to say tata.
Okay, darling.
By NASDAQ.
We understand.
You have some people who fear just runs across their
That's
bloodline.
me. I have that issue. I have a lot of fear.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, my fears are overwhelming sometimes, and I think they control me sometimes. I honestly have a lot of fear. Lots of fear of simple things, like if me step outside and see a lizard, me now walk out there, me now walk past, and I don't even know how to get over it. Sometimes no one I but he doesn't even understand how much it bothers me.
Can I tell you a quick lizard story, Max? I thought of you earlier this week. We currently
Jacqui, you
have
can't leave yet.
Jacqui, wait a little bit. We currently have 6 puppies, right? We have 6 beautiful puppies. They're about 3 weeks old. So we
Yeah, we saw them.
decided
They're
to
pretty and nice.
right. So we
They're
decided to
adorable.
move them from where they were born and put them out, so they get acclimated to the yard and all that stuff. So we had a dog house from the previous dogs when they were small. So me and my grandson lifted it up and we were repositioning it in another location. I had my granddaughter had cornrowed my hair, and I put my glasses up on top of my head, and we were moving it. So I felt something right here, because we put it underneath a sweet sap tree. So I felt something right here, but I didn't flinch or anything because we were moving it, and it's pretty big and bulky, and has some weight to it. So I dismissed it as my glasses falling off, but sometimes your glasses fall this way or that way. It was only when my granddaughter said, Grandma, there's she don't call them lizard, she call them gecko. She said, Grandma, there's a gecko in your head. I said, what? She said, it's right there. And she had point. Me said, no, me can't feel. Right here, the lizard was sitting. I'm here cornrow, so anyway, so it full of parts. Right here, the lizard was. It just fell out the tree and fell right there. So me just brush it out
So
and say, go and go look for it. Me say, go on Atlanta, go look for Max.
That's why I don't do outdoors.
Oh, Jesus.
I had to laugh at myself.
No, but you have people who are really, really fearful. They fear
I'm
the
fearful
thing that
of
don't
lizard
even. Yes, fear is a destruction.
It prevents you.
It prevents you from doing anything. If you're fearful.
But my grandmother used to be afraid of lizards too. So I'm wondering if I got it from her, because when I grew up, there used to always be crown lizard inside the house. I don't know how they'd come into the house, and always one on the wall or between the broom. If you see the broom shifting, always a lizard or something. Me jump on the bed and my shoes are ready from school because of lizards. Okay?
I was about
and my grandmother would show
did you have a traumatizing experience with lizard?
Yes. I came home from school one evening, and when I opened the door, they kind of at the back room at board window, so the room dark. So when they open it, and me see the broom was leaning up in the corner, the broom shift. And the moment I saw that, I know it's a lizard. I jump on the bed, in my shoes, and I bell out my mouth to the window. I call, Mousy, that's my neighbor. I feel come to call lizard, because me now come off of the bed, and me can't take it out. Me freeze up.
So Max,
and I'm still like that. I can't deal with lizards and frogs.
Max, here's
I'm always looking for them. Norman is upset that I'm always looking for them. Anyway, if I go into my garage, I'm not moving and digging and searching for nothing, especially on the gun, because as far as I'm concerned, there's got to be a lizard or something somewhere.
Well, Max,
and I tend to always be looking for them, even places that they should. All in a store, I go look for lizard in a train.
Oh no, Max. No,
you're
not
oh Lord, Maxie, hush.
You're not living somewhere where there are lizards. You're not gonna go outside and have lizards. Y'all don't have lizards down there, do you?
Yes.
Max,
we have lizards here.
Max, you're giving the lizard power over your life, man. A little lizard, and lizard will run from you, The lizard will run from you.
Yeah, the lizard
and sometimes I try to kind of see if I can brave it up, but I can't seem to get over it. Lizards, frogs, snake, anything of that nature. But if my husband said Norman saw a snake thing in the arm, and it's not irrelevant to the show, because I'm wondering if I got this fear, if it's a generational thing, because my grandmother used to show fear of croaking lizard that used to come in the house. And I feel the very same way, and I can't seem to get over it as an adult still.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I don't think it's genetics at all. I think it's cultural or generational in the sense that it's picked up in the culture, because I don't believe that we were born in our DNA to be afraid of, say, a lizard in this particular case, or stuff like that. So I think it's a learned behavior, and if it's a learned behavior, it can change.
But here's the thing: here are some examples of fear that may be learned or passed through family patterns, right? Fear of failure. Fear of failure. Avoiding
Mm-hmm.
opportunities because you might not succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have
Yes.
fear of rejection, staying
Mm-hmm.
quiet, or people pleasing to avoid being disliked. Fear
Right.
of abandonment, becoming overly attached or expecting loved ones to leave. Fear of conflict, refusing to address problems because disagreement was unsafe growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fear of speaking up, believing your opinions do not matter or will bring
Matter, yes.
punishment. Fear of
Mm-hmm.
authority, feeling anxious around teachers, supervisors, police, or other leaders. Fear of poverty, hoarding money, or constantly worrying even when finances are stable.
Yeah, but you know what now
Yes.
too? One
Mm-hmm.
I
second,
have a little of that.
Judy. What was I gonna say now? You do all right. A lot of what you just said, it transcends into even the workplace.
Yes.
When I was in corporate America, a lot of what you said, even this guy, we Carl, in the lunchroom, we would be in the lunchroom having lunch. So if you bring your lunch, you warm it up, or you go buy your lunch, you can come back and sit and we eat and have a conversation, or you read, or you whatever you want to do is your hour. And he would come in with his lunch and he would put it down and he would hunch over and he would take one hand and back up the plate like this.
Insecurity.
And then
Funny,
he
I'm
would
gonna take it.
punch like this. My all of us are eating like this, like I'm sitting. And we would approach the plate, we would eat, we would pause, he was like this, and he would glance. And one day I said, Carl, come on now. I said, what are you eating? I said, is somebody gonna pass by and snatch one of your chicken leg or whatever?
Yep.
And he started to apologize like profusely. And he said, you know what? I grew up in foster care. And he said the woman who had them had a lot of kids. It was, he said it was just too many
Don't
of
say
them.
that.
And if you don't eat fast, you lose your food. If
Yep.
you would leave your food to go get a condiment
Oh,
or
wow.
go
Yeah.
get a full your cup
It's
of
gone.
juice, when you
Yeah.
come back, it's gone.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will pick out whatever they want. So he has to go, and even while eating. So
Yeah.
sometimes, and even over pleasing people, are you not confrontational? You know,
Yes.
not that
Right.
you want to be confrontational like you are tegereg. We're talking about like even to call out somebody.
Call
I've
out
seen
something,
where,
yes.
yeah, you're in the workplace, you're working as a team. You were probably given a task and said, well, two of you work or three or four of you work on it, and you did the most, and then the other rest of them just come and just hang on to your coattail, ride off through on your efforts, and
Yes.
take all the credit,
The credit.
and all of that stuff. Yeah, and you don't speak up, you just let it go. And once and twice I can see. But when your coworkers realize that you will be the one to stay up, burning the midnight oil on this project, working on it, doing this, doing that, and then they turn around and just jump in because they say, yeah man, Max I go do it, yeah man, so and so I go do it.
Yes.
And then you, because you don't want to confront them, you just want to be, just chill and peaceful, you're getting taken advantage of. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you come out of childhood into your adult life, and
Yes.
it follows you. It just follows you. Yeah.
So
Sherns.
let me just go through this quickly. So we talked about fear of poverty, fear of change, remaining in unhealthy situations because the unfamiliar feels dangerous. Fear of trusting others, expecting betrayal because of past family experiences. Fear of intimacy, struggling to become emotionally vulnerable. Fear of repeating the past, worrying that you will become like a parent or repeat their mistakes. Fear based on superstition or family warnings, accepting
Oh yeah.
beliefs such as people like us shouldn't try that, or something bad will happen if you do. These are crippling.
Very much. Very
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
I have a fear of poverty, and in particular,
Me too.
And Max, you and I have a lot in common.
Yes, a lot in common.
A lot in common.
Believe it or not, it's in my notes. I wrote that down in my notes, the fear of
wow.
poverty.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
Because guess
something.
what?
I grew up on steam. I saw my mother walk barefoot, big woman, when me I talk about when me adults. My mother walking barefoot. I never see my mother when I was much younger, a little baby. Maybe about 3 or 4. I see her dress up. But for the most part in my district, she was always walking barefoot, her hair pull up. She just couldn't look nice. And I tell myself, there's no way under God's earth I'm going to be like that when I become a...
Yeah. So that's, so...
Oh, her audio went.
Oh.
Her audio went. Maxie, your audio went. Yeah.
Yeah. Max.
We're not hearing you. She probably muted herself in.
No, I think it all right. So Max, come back in. Okay, continue.
So in terms of the fear of poverty thing, so I have this thing, right, where I need to see the refrigerator and the cupboard is full. It's like somehow, I guess it wasn't the case back, way back when.
Right. So you overcompensate.
I just have to see when I open the cupboard. I don't care if it's all of the same thing in there, but it or the refrigerator, but it needs to be filled up.
I have a friend I went to high school with. She's a professor at one of our colleges in the Bronx, right? And she has a supreme fear of poverty. She grew up. We went to high school the whole 5 years together, and her and I went out together. I invited her to an event, and she came, and she asked me to pick her up and stuff. And I said, "So what to your car?" And she was like, "I'm not buying a car." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "All the money you're making." She's not married. She has no children. And I said, "You are making bank. You have money." I said, "What?" And then even when I went to pick up, I said, "Why are you living here?" You know what I mean? I said, "Why are you living here?" She's living in a small apartment in a neighborhood. And I'm like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "You're supposed to move. You cannot, you don't need to buy a whole house for yourself, but buy something, and she said, "You know what? I have a fear of poverty." She does feel like she have to hold on to every cent that she has in the event in fear that it's going to disappear. And I'm like, you don't have nobody to take care of. You're not minding nobody. Right now, with your investments and your earnings, because she's not retired yet on anything, I said, you afford to live a comfortable life. I said, go get some therapy.
Yes.
And she's brilliant, she's brilliant in all things. And she does recognize that she does have an exaggerated fear of being poor. She just have to count and say, do this and that. Yeah, it's very rough. So you need to free yourself, because by the time somehow you get over it, you're gonna be too, you're just not gonna have time, with the limited number of years or our life expectancy to even enjoy. You're plowing away and piling up for what?
Yes.
But she's just afraid of becoming poor, she says.
So Marie says, "Good morning, Lady D, co-producer, and my beautiful celebrities. Sitting in the 14th Street Market, eating and people watching. My mental health space. It's calming and peaceful. Blessings." All right, Marie.
All right, enjoy.
Okay. And Jenny
Can
says,
you guys hear me now?
Yes, darling.
Yes.
Jenny says, happens all the time, Sherns, but what is yours cannot be denied, and no one can take what's yours, especially when you're secured in Christ.
So can we go back to Max here, because Max needs some therapy.
Go ahead, Max.
Okay, so as I was saying before, the phone started acting up. As you know, if it's man-made, it's liable to break.
Yeah, true.
I was saying about the fear of poverty. It's something that I'm really fearful of it. So, I always ensure that I put away something for rainy day, and I'm careful with how I spend money. Because as I was saying, when I look back at how my mother, especially, both my mother and grandmother, especially my mother, the hardship she went through, this thing she had to do to make a living, to see her walking barefoot I said, I would never want to go down that path. So I ensure that I personally put myself together. Yes. As I was saying, in the mornings when I get up and I take a shower, I put on my makeup. I don't have to be going somewhere to put makeup on. I put my makeup on, put on good enough clothes. If I have to go on the road, I don't have to go stop and bathe and put on clothes and dress up. No, I'm always put together. And I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying this because that's how we should live, especially us ladies. Carry yourself nice. I remember growing up, drinking out a leaky cup and soda cup and black up plastic cup or black up plastic, whatever, because they don't have good soap to wash it. I remember eating from cheap plates. I said myself, I'm not going down that road. I want to live a life where that pleases me and that does not remind me of where I'm coming from. Yes. And so I try my best to do my best. You know, I try to take care of me, because when I look back and see the hardship that I had experienced as a child growing up, there's no way I want to go back there. There's no one to experience what my mother experienced. I see my mother wash people clothes for a living with hands, not with a machine, with hands for a living. One little $150 whole day she watched 2 days. I said, no, that was clear trauma for me. When I look back, I said that was traumatizing. And back then it bothered me, but it affects me more now as an adult when I look back and I'm saying, oh my God, she had to do all of that with hands. Yeah. Doing laundry in a machine now is a lot. Never mind doing it with hands. So I said, you know, that's a curse I would never want to follow me.
So you know? Max, you have managed to overcome those things, which are, you know, bigger than overcoming the fear of a lizard. I mean, what can you put in place to help you to overcome some of these fears you're dealing with now?
I don't even know myself.
Oh, wow.
As to the fear of the lizard, because it's not just lizard, and it's lizard, frog, snake, anything of that nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, comforting words for you.
Let me tell you something. How bad my fear is of those things. I cannot look at a picture. If I'm watching reels on my phone and I see something with a lizard or a snake or alligator, I hold the phone like this and scroll it so that it moves out of my face. I cannot watch it. I'm serious, yes.
Oh my.
Oh,
I cannot look at it and watch it until the thing. I have to hold the phone so I'm not seeing it and swipe the screen so I'm not seeing it. So just imagine me seeing it, the real thing in real life. How it makes me feel.
Oh wow, yeah.
You
got it bad. You got it bad. No doubt.
Max, I'm going to send you some salt and garlic for cast out the
Oh Lord.
Let me tell you, I am so fearful of lizard. We went to Jamaica in last year, 2023. We went to Jamaica and there were some guys were selling some powder, said run with lizard and it run with this and it run with that. White powder, you know. And I bought some. I bought 2 packs. Me look in there, hold me at airport. Say me I can't jump. I bought 2 packs of the white thing, but it was labeled in a bag and tied up tight. And put down a suitcase and come here with it. And sprinkle it outside the front of the door, because that's where they're always on the little patio, the lizards. Oh, yes. And then just say, yeah, what that? Pour it.
So it has not worked.
It never killed them, never run. We buy camphor, you know, the camphor balls, and put the camphor balls out there, whole pack, $15 worth of camphor balls, and throw it out for them. So it will keep them away. It never budged them.
Does it work? Is that working?
No, the camphor didn't help them.
So if
they didn't move, they were still there.
Try vinegar and water. Put vinegar, equal parts vinegar, equal parts water in a spray bottle, and spray it all around your the window ledge and the doorways and all the little corners.
Sure. It's most like the front. It's most like the front that they'll show.
Is too much for them.
If I open my front door and there's a lizard, I will lock the door and walk through the garage or walk through the back door.
Max, if you spend all the remedy, the money you have on the remedy, you're going to get poor. You don't want to be poor. It's too much.
Max.
You're going to spend a lot of money.
Oh,
Andrea said, Eval, you're something else. Max, my auntie, says maybe that was flour.
What they tell me?
And you know, and that's how you have some people become I don't know what the word is right now in want of a better way to say it. They become opportunists because they will act upon your fears and try to sell you stuff and tell you stuff that you can do to help you and get rid of stuff. And I don't know so.
So
them
if
just,
we
them
want
just
to,
get a, them just
so we're on the wrapping up now, right? So let's talk about personal responsibility. So yes, we have identified that there are some tendencies that were handed down, and we carry them through life. But here we are now as adults. So let's talk personal responsibility. At what point do we stop blaming, if that's too strong a term, or parents or upbringing? Does becoming an adult mean accepting responsibility for our healing? And can understanding our past help us move forward without excusing harmful behavior?
I think we're at a place now where we are able to differentiate between genetics and biological and cultural, which could be generational. And I think once we get to that place, some things I got handed down to me, like for example, maybe a disposition to high blood pressure. Our culture has given us tools to manage that. So we have tools we can use to manage our genetic situation and bring ourselves into a more balanced life.
Yes, because as you mentioned, Eval, some things are genes.
Yeah.
Some things are genes related because, like you mentioned about hypertension, I think that's a gene related in my family.
Yes.
I honestly think it is because my aunt, my mother, me, my sister, my sisters for that matter, all three of my sisters. So that's definitely gene related. So there's something that you have no control over. But what we do know is the difference is that we can control what we eat, what we put into our mouth, so that we control that portion of our lives. You understand what I'm saying? So there are something that are not controllable. But what I know is that eating begins with an individual. It has to be an individual. It has to do with mindset, your thinking, your thoughts, the things you do, the things you eat. So everything affects you based on what's going on around you and the people around you. But you as the individual have to take it upon yourself to say, okay, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for me.
Yeah.
You can't blame your parents because you can't blame your parents forever. I can't forever blame my mother or grandmother. I have to move along now because I'm at the age and the position where I have to be in charge of me and take on my own responsibility to do what I know is right and what's and do and avoid the
because
wrongs.
what happens, a lot of people use that as a crutch. That's what the word Jones say, as a crutch. You know what I mean? But breaking the cycle, we have to recognize unhealthy patterns. So whether it be emotional distance because you weren't, whatever the unhealthy pattern is, you choose healthier relationships based on, what to not be the best for you. Learning emotional intelligence. So you have to work on yourself. You might learn it. It might have been a part of your circle, a part of your upbringing, but you have some things we have to unlearn. We have learned it. It's a good for we know that we have to unlearn. Forgiveness, not necessarily all the time. Reconciliation, if we can find, but just release. Some people just release them, make them go on. Them just come in for a reason or for a season, make them go on. They have taught you what they came to teach you. Don't hold on, make them go on. I'm parenting differently than we were parented. You know what I mean? Whatever missteps the parents had made, you try not come back and say, well, a wife beater, all of them are the wife beater. You don't have to sit down there and be a beaten stick for somebody. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's a lot of things to unlearn. Once you recognize it, it has affected you. You recognize it. You realize, say, look, no, there's a different way to go about this thing. You just have to unlearn the old patterns.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Because when we understand the source, we have to examine how family experiences shape the way we think, how we communicate, and how we form relationships. There are a lot of people growing up in a household and a community, even if you had a concern about something and it was genuine and needed to be expressed, the first thing that came out of people mouth, where you go with that enough for your age, go sit down.
Oh yeah, it was
So
not encouraged. Yeah.
you were coward a lot. And sometimes
Mhm.
those things caused you not to speak up. But in
Mhm.
now that you're an adult and you have the autonomy to express yourself, you should. There is a
Yeah.
there's a lady, she just celebrated her birthday, my good friend. I've known her for years. She lives in Jamaica. And after speaking with her about the environment of her job, I said, no, you are enabling
Mm.
a bad, a person with just bad manner.
Mhm.
You can't spiritualize that to say, well, the Lord must have me here for a reason.
And you know, that is where a lot of people gravitate towards. But like we would say, be nobody weak fence you come jump on.
Right?
People is always looking for a weak fence. And you know, have some people, like some of the young people at church that are, some of them are now in college, some of them have left college and they're looking for jobs. And I tell them, I said, know that you probably grew up being bullied in high school or elementary school. There are also bullies in the workplace.
Yes.
Them not gone nowhere. Them grew up same way, and they're gonna come at you. So you have to know when to stop them, how to stop them. As you
Of
spot it,
course.
you stop it because you will become the weak fence. Them jump onto everything.
I
Yes.
believe
And,
that. I
and
believe
nobody
it.
nobody said the Lord is teaching me meekness and the Lord.
Yes, I know
No,
them something. No, I had to say
not a
no.
thing go so.
Don't do
Not a
that.
thing go so.
Because what people do, once they sense your timidity and your fear, they will
Yeah.
work
They
on
have.
it.
Yeah.
They'll manipulate
Very
you.
much.
Yeah.
Very
They'll
much so.
Yes,
manipulate
true.
you. So even though all of these traumatic experiences, the variables are many, and maybe we have not touched them all, but certainly we've been pragmatic in our approach, to carry the discussion today. But we have to say, no, man, accept responsibility. Your past may explain your behavior, but as an adult, you are responsible for what you do next. Nobody
Right.
not going to
Yes.
say, well, you carry that from your little after you fall that. Why? No.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah.
Decide what ends with you. Clearly name the
Yes.
anger, the silence, the abuse, the addiction, the fear, or financial habits you refuse to pass on. Challenge inherited beliefs. Ask whether the message you learned growing up are true, healthy, and still serving you. So, so Maxi, like
And
you have the fear.
most times this is not. They're not.
No.
No, no. So like Maxi, you have a morbid fear of reptiles.
Yes.
And you observed that in your home. But
Yes.
you cannot
Absolutely.
now you have to rethink how it is boxing you in, preventing you from going into your garage just in case somebody crawls by.
Yes,
Yes.
Lord.
You have to figure
And
that
they're
out.
going up and they're going if you
About
About
their
don't
their
know,
business.
like
Yeah.
business.
they're going
Yeah.
about their own business.
Yeah.
Them no business with you.
Yeah. So
They're
so
I
just
so let me
going
know.
about
let me say
their
this.
business.
So Max, here's the thing. First thing we accept here when we have a challenge is that I am not alone. I'm not the only
Yeah.
person who feels that fear. There are many people in the same position. And also
Right.
that's by speaking about it, which you're doing today, it now gives you the power, because we are saying to you, you are giving these little creatures power over a very beautiful part of your life. They are preventing you from experiencing some beautiful things, and they are not even, you are empowering them. You're enabling them.
That's true.
Yeah, so we need to find solutions how not to enable them, and then you begin to break that cycle once you start doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we have to now be responsible for our own actions. We have to take the helm, because if we assess our lives and said, but 30 years ago, I see him thing me I do today. Something wrong with that.
Yeah.
We have not grown. We're not moving forward.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
So we are being held back. And as we are being held back and we observe other people who are moving forward, you would grow up in the same community. You said then stop.
Yeah.
Why me stuck right here, sir?
And you know what is sad about that, though, is that we find ourselves living the life of some people that we have been dead and gone for a long time. And they've planted these things in our minds, and we are living them.
Them blessed deal.
And them
Inheritance.
Yes. Negative inheritance. Yes.
We inherit and
Inheritance.
That is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So Max,
Yeah.
your grandmother passed on an inheritance on you, Fred Aliza.
yeah.
And you live in it.
But true though, it's now time for us to create a new legacy.
You gotta break it.
We have to create
Yes.
something new.
Yeah.
Intentionally model emotional safety, healthy communication, responsibility, love, and respect for the next generation.
Yeah. Amen.
So what we are doing now, we had better ensure that we are not impacting the next generation,
Negative.
their lives with negativity and fear and all
Yes.
kind of chaos that they are seeing.
Yes.
I was just looking as we are wrapping up. I just saw a video on Instagram. Him can be more than 15. Clearly have one little girl. And a box up the girl,
What?
So a man intervened and the boy challenged the man into a fist fight.
Wow.
One
What?
people fighting and the girl
Yeah,
is
it's out
there
there.
trying to help, so other people jumped in. The boy, and he's a strong man, but he's about 15
Wow.
Wow.
and he literally managed the man,
The man something.
He managed the man, throw the man down.
Yeah.
Want something? So you say, where does that come from? At 15, him have a little girl and a boxer up.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Out of order.
That's
Yeah.
what we're saying. So whatever we are passing on now, both in relationship, how people see when we what we're eating, how we are talking to each other, all them kind of stuff, which is why people today I tell you, they have traumatic experiences and can't get over, and at 70 you still sit down in a one chair before somebody couch relaying.
Yeah.
Relating.
Well, some people will ask for the help and they will listen to the advice they're given. And some people just would have a crutch and they will talk about it. As they say, don't just talk about it, be about it. You know what I mean? If you're going to talk about it, you say, oh, this and that, and this is, and you say, okay, here's a way out. Approach it this way. Do things different, because some things we need for it to stop at our generation. We don't want to pass it on. You recognize it.
Yes, move it along. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a benefit for body. Try kill it at the root.
Yeah. Some people have held on to the particular thing for so long.
Yeah.
That's given them power.
Which is damaging.
And they
Exactly.
are not about to
Damaging.
release it. And also the bad thing too is that which they've held on for so long, which is no longer, of any value, they want to impose that on the people as well. So, people have to be free.
They won't pass it on like it's inheritance.
Exactly.
Like here's a bag of money.
and it
No, I
shouldn't
was
be.
holding it. No,
Yeah.
you hold it. And some people, it's attention getting, attention seeking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
although they're mature as far as age goes, the number of years, in the intellect, they're not there yet. That has not
Yeah.
caught up with the years yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's yeah. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So as we wrap up,
But we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. We hope that you learned something from us. Because, when we talk, we just talk. We have no script around
Right.
it. It comes from the heart, the intellect,
We
and
don't know
wherever
what-
else.
And life experiences.
And life experiences.
Yes.
And you might even find that, you may have somebody drop from a tree. You never know what happens here and land somewhere.
oh yeah, Doc. I don't mean that.
Somebody dropped from a tree
Ouch, ouch,
just
ouch, ouch.
and just something just feels comfortable, or like some of us who had no fear rode ride them bicycle through Orange Grove without any break, or spent a lot
no,
of time
no knee pad or helmet.
right and spent a lot of time catching frogs at people's standpipe.
You want to go down to Max catch a lizard?
Yes.
Max, we're sending a lizard catcher down there.
Make a help her with
You
that.
just want a solution, Max. Call us. Give a catch.
But really,
Oh Lord.
we should. So let's challenge ourselves that the generational trauma that we experienced, it's now time for us to take responsibility
And
for
part with it.
ourselves today and part with
And
it.
there's a difference between your genetics and your cultural generational learning. Keep that in mind. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we want to thank our
Absolutely.
audience on Facebook, on Instagram. Hey, Omari, Bent, Christopher, Rasta Criolla,
Like that name, is it?
Ron, Gem Official. Yeah. Thank you all for popping over here this morning. We appreciate it. And yeah, I said hi to Omari. Omari, how are you? He's a singer. So yes, thank you. But hey, go do your checklist and see where you kind of hang on to things. Because sometimes we don't even realize we're hanging on to stuff,
Can I just
That's
jump in
true.
one last piece, because there is a spiritual thing to a lot of this as well. Fear is not of God, and whatever experiences we have had in our past, we can't take responsibility for all of them. But I believe when you put your life in Christ, you become a new creation, and a lot of things that have held us down, we can be set free from them. We are new in Christ, and that makes a difference with all our culture, all our generational things, all our genetic things. Being in Christ makes a difference. Let church say amen.
Amen. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and to Fit FM 96.7, Julia and the crew. Thank you so much for airing this Saturday's edition on your broadcast.
Fit FM 96.7.
0.7.
As I go.
Yeah. So blessings, everybody. Thanks, Max, Sherns, and Jax for always making it
Yeah.
And
happen.
Sherns, Lee Manisberry, thank you.
All right.
And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but last week Sunday there was a feature on Choose Life International. They were talking about about diabetes.
Oh,
And it is suggested and recommended that when you're having a sitting
mango?
of fruits,
don't eat
whether
four
it-
mango?
no,
Sure.
so to watch how intake. It look tasty and so, but you really shouldn't eat too much one time. Both
Yeah, I know.
No.
kind of
I know.
food. Yeah.
I know.
So
Eat
we go on.
And I pulled Suracid and I'm drinking Suracid in
Oh,
between.
In
So,
between. Yeah.
I don't know if it helps, but to me it's like penance for
Yeah.
all not penance as in penance, Clarendon,
Clarendon. Yeah.
but penance meaning I'm paying for the pleasure. So I drink the bitter to combat the sweet.
yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah, mix them
yeah.
up.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
dilute
it-
it.
Think some sour stuff,
Yeah.
please. Soursop
Oh
tea is
yes,
good
the
for that.
soursop tree right there. So I drink soursop leaf tea. I drink moringa, and
Oh,
there are
Lord.
others on the list that yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you my list. You might need a barrel to come back.
Oh. Well, that's going to be some reverse war
Custom,
flipping out.
exactly. It will be a reverse experience here.
Oh, Sherns,
Very
yes, I'm
much
going to
so.
work on that piece with
Yeah.
you to put it
Okay.
out. Yes,
All
separately.
right.
But thank you everyone for tuning in today. And we like to say, we are Kongwan Round, but I'll allow you all to do your final stuff.
Me I can't go round.
Mhm.
I mean, it breaks slow yet.
Max, don't go in the garage, okay?
She don't have our
Well,
breaks.
as you know, I'm 1 hour behind, so I'm one
Yeah.
hour behind you guys. So when I
Yes,
came on, it was
yes.
only 9 o'clock for me. So
Mhm.
Okay.
may I go out? May I go on beach?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy our
Lord.
parish, yeah, Ambassador. Enjoy our parish.
Yeah, man, not true.
Sightseeing. So
Exactly.
Sherns, remember I asked you to put the horizontal production
Yes.
together for me, please.
Yes,
If
I
you can send
remember.
it to me for Monday's show, I could just do a
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
All right.
Go and go swim for me, you.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks everybody. Enough love, blessings. Come co-producer.
I'm going over there.
Go on. Gala.
Can't go round.
The king is going to get me for that one.
Yeah, uh-huh. But blessings, everybody. Enough love. We gone. We got long up. Go round. Go on.
Blessings,
Go
we
over,
gone.
so go on cross. So we love you now. We out.
All
Go,
right.
so.
Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jacqui, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. it's Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive. Welcome to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, inviting you to join me each week for real conversations, powerful stories, and uplifting perspectives that shine a light on voices from the community and the diaspora. Kick off your week with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dive deep on Thursdays with Center Stage from 6 to 8 p.m. And ease into your weekend with Satideh Mawnin Runnings every Saturday at 10 a.m. Catch Voices with Lady D on YouTube, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network online, and YouTube, and Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Trelawney, Jamaica, or tune in on Linkage Radio online. So lock in, turn it up, and remember, every voice has power. This is Voices with Lady D. Wake Up Jamaica. Satideh Mawnin Runnings is on Fit FM 96.7. You hear that? Saturday mornings just got a whole lot sweeter. From the green hills of Trelawney to every corner of Jamaica and across the globe, Satideh Mawnin Runnings is bringing the energy, the laughter, the culture, and the conversation that everybody at top boat. Catch the unstoppable crew, Sherns, Jacqui, Max Boyd, and and Lady D. Expect big vibes, real stories, Caribbean flavor, inspiration, and enough fun every single Saturday morning. Tune in on Fit FM 96.7 or stream worldwide at www.fitfmja.com. Whether you're there Falmouth, Kingston, Montego Bay, New York, Toronto, or London, lock in and turn it up. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube. Saturday morning runnings, where culture meets conversation and the vibes never dull.
Patrick Tyson from the Gospel Showcase Radio NYC presents his 35-year anniversary radio gospel concert on Saturday, August 15th, 2026. Featuring Pastor Golda McFarlane, Brother Paul Mawnin Anderson, Sister Tanique Granston, Shakira Williams, Minister Barrington Reed, and Minister Gart Wilson outside of Maryland. To be held at the Bronxwood International Church of God, located at 3232 Lurton Avenue in the Bronx. Live music by Pete and Drummer Squad. Tickets are pre-sold at $35, $40 out the door. Children under 12, $25. Your MCs for the evening will be yours truly, Minister Patrick Tyson and Lady D. Doors open at 5 p.m. showtime, 6 p.m. sharp. This event is made possible and sponsored by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, Bronxwood International Church of God, TOG Radio, Unity with Love Radio, Favor Zone Radio, CJ Gospel Radio, and Future FM Radio. For tickets and more information, you can contact Minister Tyson at 347-961-6785 or Sister Lamille Hunt at 646-702-8140. Once again, that's 646-702-8140. And ladies and gentlemen, please come out and celebrate with me as I celebrate 35 years of radio ministry in the New York area. You can't afford to miss it. Saturday, August 15th will come alive. I'll see you there.